Hello, my darlings. Mother Raven here. Today I am sharing something that is my own. From no sleep, I think I may be an NPC, and you may be too. Hi, I don't usually write things on Reddit. I honestly don't have the imagination for it, and I hate writing. But my life is just so different, so strange for me now. I'm an average person in every way. I'm the middle child in an average family. Not rich, but not poor. I'm average height, dishwater blonde hair, and dull hazel eyes. I'm not overweight, but I'm not skinny, and not in a perfect way either. I swooshed through high school with a B average. I got a job as a dental assistant. Not a fabulous or glamorous job, but good hours and decent pay. I've been with my average boyfriend for 6 years. He works in a factory filling boxes. Decent pay, crappy work. Average everything. I know 20 to 40 years ago we would have been living the American dream. But no one believes in that anymore. You have to follow your bliss. Fight to be unusual, fantastic, be somebody. Being happy isn't enough. But I digress. I had lunch with my cousin last week, and that's when this started. My cousin, Tiffany Holly. No, I'm not kidding. Her mother loved the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's and named her after the movie and the main character. She went by Tiff until university. And then she went all hipster and demanded to be called both names at all times. It really is the perfect hipster name. Anyway, Tiff and I met up at a small cafe for lunch and started talking about quantum mechanics, which she is working on for her master's. I mentioned the theory of us all living in a computer simulation. Apparently, Elon Musk is a great supporter of this theory and thinks the odds are, well, not in our favor. Tiff talked about how, if it was true, that everything unseen would be non-existent. Rooms would be empty if there was no one there. Trees wouldn't make a sound when they fell because they wouldn't be there. They would just be fallen when someone showed up. I asked about our body. Tiff thought for a moment and said that there would be something inside, but it wouldn't be a real substance. Our organs wouldn't be there when we didn't think of them or need them. When our stomachs didn't growl, be empty or full, it was just a mass. Or possibly empty, like the inside of a game model when you get that glitch and you see the empty inside. She felt something would be there, just for weight, but it wouldn't be a real substance. Nothing you could study because once you noticed, it would become flesh and bone again. I sat there and looked at all the people passing the cafe as Tiff went on about her professor, who was obviously wanting to hang on to the patriarchy, and her mistakes weren't mistakes, he just couldn't stand a strong woman, and so forth and so forth. My mind was stuck on our conversation earlier. Could these people go about their lives be just computer simulation? Just created people? To what end? What did the creators do this for? Why would we do it? Knowledge? Not in this world. It had to be gained something, like in the Matrix. But what? Virtual reality for people in their world? I've heard that they can compress time in computer simulations. Could they insert people to play this life? Is this world Sword Art Online? No magic. But then, that isn't everyone's thing. Who could say what the choices and whims of people in another universe might be? I finished my lunch and went back to work. A few days later, a new patient came in. I knew him. I went to high school with him. He was a smart guy. Very smart. He was bullied, but fought and won out for the right to be valedictorian over the quarterback through some weird way that seemed amazing, but I don't remember all the details. He looked good. He was obviously doing well for himself. He drove up in a Tesla even. I thought, well, good for him. It's nice to see the underdog succeed. I smiled at him and said, "Hey, Sam, you really leveled up." I'd been playing an old video game last night with Luke, my boyfriend. I guess that's where my choice of words came from. But Sam gave me kind of a shocked but pleased look. Then he settled and looked at me, probably for the first time, and said, "Thanks, Sarah." Something else was off, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it until tonight. I thought about it all, and a revelation came to me. Sometimes we run into people in life, and the world comes into focus. Like going from old contacts to a new prescription, and we realize how much we hadn't seen before. The colors are brighter, the sound's clearer, and when these people leave, everything fades again. Some people you don't like, some people you do. Some of these people you adore for no reason. Sam is a playable character, I think. You see, he's coming into work again tomorrow. And tonight, as we sat at dinner talking, Luke's face went blank. Then he looked at me and says, "I can't do this anymore. I don't love you. I have to leave." He got up and went to the bedroom to pack his stuff. Like someone flipped a switch on him. And this is the worst part. I felt nothing. Not a thing. I sat there and tried to finish my dinner while the best years of my life ended like a dandelion clock floating away. And I couldn't care about it. I tried to. I tensed my muscles and still ate my stupid burrito. I cut it with my knife and slipped. I cut my finger bad. Worse than I should have. I think it's because I was thinking about how wrong it all felt. My finger looked wrong. There was no blood. It was almost like a Stretch Armstrong inside. I put my finger back together and it stuck. And looked like nothing had happened. I'm sure that happened. I remember that happening. Yeah, I'm an NPC, and tomorrow my fate changes. It must be to do with Sam. I'm scared of what may happen. Will I have a will to fight it? Should I even try? Am I going to be the same person tomorrow? So quote this Raven.